Hi, my name's Mike Harvey. This is my project to SIT313, Popthatpill. It's an application written in Xamarin forms. I will demonstrate it firstly in iOS and then in Android. As you can see, Popthatpill is a reminder for people to take their correct drugs on the certain days. So this is the main page, and from here you can get your morning pills or your night pills, and you can scroll up and down to show the different types of the different days. If we go here to the main menu, it brings up a menu of the about and some sites that I used or that I thought were important to actually demonstrate. So if we go into the about, it brings up a menu of all the information about this site and the different buttons and the different things you can do. Using the back button, we can actually go back to the main menu and go once again to the main menu. And PBS is the pharmaceutical site, Australian pharmaceutical site, that actually has given me authorization to use all their names to actually include it in the search bar of people looking for their pills. So if we go into the PBS website, you get all the information on PBS and all the different brands that you can actually look at. The other site that I thought was important was the Prism site, which is Brian's. Prisms are the MVVM which I used to actually build this application with. So I thought it was important to actually show his website and his application or his plugin. So and we'll go back. So let's say we wanted to create a pill reminder. So we'll go into a Tuesday here. Here we're given the opportunity to, it presents you the name of the pill, whether you want to create an image, and as you can see the image and the add button are actually blanked out, which means you can't actually create an image until you actually have the pill name, or you can't actually add the pill until you give them the correct information, which is the pill name, the pill numbers and the time. So if we go into pill name, we can say ASP. And if we do a search on that, it will actually go to the PBS pharmaceutical and actually give you a list of possibilities. So in here we can we'll say aspirin. So now we've got a name, we can actually then create a photo, but since this is OS simulated, it'll actually just say there's no camera available. So we'll press that now, and as you can see, no camera available pops up. The barcode hasn't been implemented, but I thought I'd include it for future possibilities. If you press it, it actually comes up and says coming soon. So once we've entered the name of the pill, we can say how many pills we'll be taking for Tuesday morning. Let's say 2 pills, and give us a reminder at 7 AM. Once we've done that, the add button gives us the opportunity to add that to our reminders. So we'll add, and it comes up, and what it's done is actually gone ahead and gone out to the iOS calendar, created a recurring reminder, and said on 7 AM every Tuesday, tell me that I need to take 2 aspirin. So we go OK. It clears all the information, ready to go for you to add another pill, and it also lists the pill information as you add them. So if we go out and come back to Tuesday, you'll actually see that you can still see your previous pill that you've added. Now I'll go into Android and show that this application running in Android. So before I demonstrate the application in Android, I'd just like to run through a few things just to explain some of the applications or plugins that I used in the actual application. The primary one would be Prism, which is the MVVM
application or plugin. It does a couple of things. It allows containers to be built, and if we have a look at over here, if we have a look at the actual portable class, you'll see that there's actually view models and views, and as you build up your views, say main page view, it automatically attaches a C# view model, and it uses this name view model to attach to the view. So that's part of Prism. It uses a Unity containing system. So if you have a look at the main portable class app here, the C# behind, you'll see that there's this initialization of the navigation for the main page, and then it registers each of the view pages. So main page, page pill, about, which is the same as what's in the views. So here you can see about, main page. If we have a look at, say, the about XAML page, you'll see that there's just pretty much standard code. What it does do though, it uses this Prism view model locator true, and the Prism namespace to actually do the binding link between XAML and the view models. So once that's done, all the bindings will automatically connect to the view models of that name. So about would be about view model. So that it would actually see this binding here called return command. So if we have a look in the about view model, you'll see there's a command called return command here, and it's a delegate because it's actually after you press a button, it automatically starts to actually that's the command for actually binding a button in MVVM Prism. The behind code, there isn't any. Pretty much all the data is done in the view models and is connected via Prism using that system. So if we look at the behind code of the main page, there's nothing. Behind code of the pill page, there's nothing. If we come into the pill main page, here's the primary actual adding the pill information. So as you can see, there's a whole heap of bindings here, so using the same thing again with the Prism view model locator and the Prism namespace, binding the view to the view model. So the commands are actually commands using the iNavigation command system within Prism, so it actually binds the delegate of that command to the button. Same with the text. The text buttons are actually bound to the through the view model. So let's go and have a quick look at the main page view model. Sorry, no, the pill page view model. This is where all the workings are done. A couple of things to note here. iProperty change has actually been changed to a thing called bindable base, which actually does instantiate iProperty change automatically. And then I've got an iNavigation aware, which allows me to determine where we are in actually the pages, and when it changes over, it knows which pages to go back to. So and then the iProject dialog service here actually is allows for alerts and action sheets to be registered. So this is just the demo of the information. You can see that here's a list of the strings that I'm using within the view model. So this is actually not the model. The model data is in the pill, is in here in the pill and the PBS, but the view model data, which is where the information that gets passed to it, the actual strings build up in here. As you can see here, delegate command is where we public convert the create the commands for actually pressing the buttons. Okay, and this is where the main class starts. So you can see here we use the navigation and the dialog as I described before. We instantiate them, and then we create these delegate buttons, which actually you can have a look at navigation command. We have a look back in the pill page view. There'll be a button here called navigation command, which is here. So when this button gets pressed, it goes way back into the view model and goes in the view model and sees this navigation command delegate and says, okay, go and do this thing called navigate. So if we come down here to navigate, here it says navigate. At the moment I've just got it going back. So when you press the button, it takes you back to the previous page. So we're using this navigation service go back async. So one of the key ones, let's have a look at the add image. One of the key functions of delegate command is you're allowed to actually add command here, it allows you to do observe property on other bindable objects. So in here we're actually saying if the pill name and the time, so I'll just watch those two delegates, those two strings, and then if we come into add command, so I'll just discuss that. So it also has a executable called add command and a can executable called can add pill. So if you come down to can add pill, it says that only return this if pill name is not null. Okay, so only return that if pill name is not null. Okay, so if we go into add pill, come into the method called add pill. There we go, add image, add pill here. So firstly it goes and checks the information and says add the pill to the database. So we've come down to the method called add pill to the database, and here we're going to create an image. Then we're going to get the database. We're going to get the database from the interface called iDatabase connection. We're going to create a new table, and we're going to put all the information that you guys have actually added into the database, and then we're going to insert that and commit it. Once that's done, we're going to create a list of actually that information and display it again back onto that page based on this time or day, this day, and then it's going to create that list, and it's going to do that for each of this day. Once it's done that, it then goes and does the iInterface command called iCalendar, which actually then takes that data and then puts it into the calendar for you to actually commit. So that's the main model that I just wanted to show before actually I demonstrated the Android Popthatpill application. It's been interesting using MVVM Prism. It's been a learning curve, but I've enjoyed it. It's been really interesting. Actually, one other thing I might like to discuss I just wanted to talk about quickly this here. So part of the search button allows you to go and look at the PBS or the Australian Pharmaceutical Board and just get the list of pill names. And this is what this method is doing. It's just going through grabbing the actual your pill name which you put in, and then searching against that, and then giving you a list out of the actual pill names based on what the PBS thinks you requested. Anyway, we'll now jump into the application and the Android. So as you can see, we have the same sort of setup. If I hit the beefy burger here, we're getting in the menu, and if we go to about, gives us about information, and using the button, we can back button on that, and we can have a look at, say, PBS website, and it'll show you all the different chemicals and chemical names. And of course Prism site, which is actually Brian's Prism site, just because I thought it's important to actually recognize his work. Okay, so we'll pick a day, let's say Thursday. We'll add in a name for the pill, so let's say ASP. We'll hit the search bar, it'll actually go and look at the PBS list and say here's a potential names for your actual pill, and we'll pick this one. Okay, if we hit the image bar, the image button here, we actually can create a photo for that pill, and we'll take a photo and say yes, we're happy with the photo. It tells it where it's going to save. Okay, then if we hit the how many pills we want to do, say we want to add 3 pills on that, or maybe 2 pills. As you can see at the present moment, the add button is not available, because unless you have all the information added, you can't actually click the add button, which is part of that can add pill, as I mentioned before. So we'll give a reminder time, say let's say I don't know, 8 AM. Okay, and we're okay on that. And now the pill add button is available for me to press. So I hit add, and it'll go away and actually create a calendar information within your calendar, and just goes through and says, okay, is this the right information? It'll be for Thursday morning pills, it'll be 2 pills, and the name of the pill. It then says, okay, this is the time, 8 AM, and that's correct. And then repeats weekly on Thursdays. It will remind you 30 minutes beforehand. Remind you 30 minutes beforehand, and if we're happy with that, we hit the save button, and it creates that pill reminder. So on Thursdays you're reminded of that pill, and there you go, there's the reminder, 8 AM. Excellent. So if we go back to that, go back to our application, usually information just saying 2 pills have been added to the reminder, and as you can see down the bottom here, for this day, the list is started to add. So if we would do another one, say do an aspirin again, let's say aspirin this time. Let's say 8 AM as well. Okay, we add. So we now got another one. 1 pill morning for aspirin. Repeats on Thursdays, and hit save. Creates the second one. Take your bill on that. Okay. Yep, and there's our reminder. Take your Thursday morning pills. Okay, so we'll go back and back again. Okay, and as you can see now, we have two pills to be taken at 8 AM. So if we go just back out of that, just to show you that it only for Thursdays it actually creates that list. So on Tuesday there's nothing here for that list, and if we go back to our Thursday, you can see we've got that list of our 2 types of pills we've got to take at 8 AM. And that's the Android application as it stands. Thank you very much.